FM 105.7 and AM 1340. WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville. Fanrun Radio.
Bringing it to the table with you on a Monday. Food to table, ladies and gentlemen. What are they? Farm to table. What do they call that? Farm to table, food to table. Anyway, special thanks to AM and BH for doing it last night. Whew, I got water on me. I'm already sweaty. I'm already sweaty, Bino. Laura's saying, why don't you go to a break? I just got out of the shower, Bino. You have a thought on that? And I realized what time it was. Bino, you have a thought on that?
I would, Tony, but I jumped in here just about 1 minute ago. So
there you go. So let's
not for me to comment on.
Let's do a pre-production meeting real quick, and I'm going to ask the living listener as well. And I need my folks on Twitter and over on YouTube to vote for it. Vote for it or against it. Josh Elander's being introduced at 1:30 this hour. Live over at UT. Press conference that it will be available to. Bino, it is a football Monday. These are very sacred. I feel kind of baseballed out, but I feel like we should take it, but I feel kind of baseballed out. Where is Bino Jeff Henderson on this, if anywhere?
I think that we should take it and celebrate the hiring, which was absolutely the right thing to do.
All right. Brian, what's your vote? Are you baseball?
I say we.
Where are you?
I say we take it for sure. I think it'll be a feel good,
All right.
and I think we need all the feel good we can get.
All right.
Because I want to just let everyone hear him speak. Because I'm sure some fans, it's the first time they'll get a chance to hear him. So,
Bino, my kids call what Elander did. My kids call Elander what he's done a glow up.
A glow up?
Bino, what do you think of the glow up? What do you think of the Elander glow up?
I'm for it. To quote another of your relatives, I'm for it.
I mean, when I saw him the other day, I didn't recognize him. I thought they had like Manchurian baseball coach.
Yeah, sorry, I'm with you now. No,
he glowed up.
I saw the video of Danny White announcing it to the team and their response to it, and I didn't know who he was when they showed him at first.
Exactly. Total glow up.
It glowed up my day, I'll tell you that.
I think Vitello was clean shaved when they introduced him.
Oh, Vitello.
He didn't look anything like he looked when he was coaching in the dugout.
Vitello looked exactly like a mugshot of Frank Sinatra that's out there. Maybe I'll put those side by side over on the blog tomorrow. But when they introduced Vitello, he looked like one of Frank Sinatra's mugshots from the 50s. So we have a lot to talk about. Bino, do you are you ready for this stretch drive? And can you believe that our defense is actually a few spots behind Ole Miss's defense? You know, I'm watching Ole Miss Saturday and I'm going, man, these guys just totally disrespect that side of the football. And then we kick off. Okay?
Yeah.
And then we kick off. Because that Kentucky team cannot play, Bean. They can't play on offense except us. Against us, they're pretty comfortable against us, Bino.
You know, I think they got a lot of yards against Texas, but the difference with us, you get a lot of yards on us, you get a lot of points too.
That's right. Because
I'll give them this. They're obviously better offensively with Cutter Boley at quarterback than they were Zach Calzada or whatever his name was.
So I turned over to you, Bino. Go. Any thoughts from the weekend? This is generally what we do. Before Bino does that, shout out to the Titans yesterday, who really represented against Bino's Colts. If you're a Titan fan and you're listening today, you have my sympathy. Shout out to the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland radio today. Darryl Ryder on the Ken Carman show. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. The term unserious came up like 3 or 4 times, and he said the only conclusion I have is the Browns are an extremely unserious organization, which is a shock for any sports entity managed by Jimmy Haslam to be called unserious. I mean, the Dickens, you say, quoting Jed Clampett. But go ahead, Beanstar. Anything on your mind? Hit it.
Well, Tony, it's another SEC win for the good guys, which I'll always celebrate, especially on the road and especially against Kentucky. But you certainly had to battle through spurts of frustration because of our defensive deficiencies. It's like having a bad bullpen. It's hard to know when you have enough or when you can take a breath or when you can relax. Offensively, really happy with our offensive performance. Didn't run the ball as effectively as we usually do, but for the entire first half, Kentucky was in a one deep safety alignment, to which we said, thank you very much, and took every advantage of it. Thought Joey was very sharp. Brazel reemerged, and Mike Matthews and Braylon Staley continued to show why they were so highly regarded coming out of high school by this staff. Really good performance offensively by any measure. Defensively, not so much. Made what had been a pedestrian offense look like a machine. And as I said, I think Cats are obviously better with Cutter Boley than they were with Zach Calzado. But I mean, come on, it's still Kentucky in their offense. Gave up a quarter short of 500 yards against that team, which is unbelievable. But through all the ineptitude, however, they did again somehow score a touchdown. Gave the offense a point-blank opportunity on one of the wackiest takeaways you're ever going to witness if you can watch football the rest of your life. And somehow came out and held Kentucky scoreless in the first 2 possessions of the third quarter, which allowed Tennessee's offense to once again get a comfortable separation. I guess in closing, what I thought about the weekend, I just want to say how grateful I am for the contrast in the last 2 Saturdays. On Saturday the 18th, around midday, word began to break that Tony Vitello was the Giants' main target, and they were in serious discussions to hire him as their manager. Then at the end of the half against Alabama, Joey made the only devastating play that he's made since he's been here with the pick six that you just knew at the time would be difficult, if not impossible, to overcome. Now, fast forward to last Saturday, news breaks around midday that Danny White has had a flash of sanity and made an excellent hire in a timely manner with Josh Elander replacing Tony. Then later that evening, again at the end of the half, Joey football leads Tennessee on a 10-play, 75-yard touchdown drive in a minute and a half to restore a 2-touchdown lead that the Vols would never relinquish. So the moral of that story, I guess, for us Vol fans is just keep moving forward. Just keep on keeping on.
Amen to that, Bino. Well said. So Bino has his say. You get your say on the other side. Brian, excellent job with Al last night. Brian, your thoughts on the Hoops team? What was the response like? Were most fans understanding that they basically watched a practice and neither coach was really concerned about the outcome? Both guys were trying different outcomes. In fact, Mark Griffin will be here 3/4 of the way through our second hour and into our TLD Logistics Overdrive Overtime. He's seen more practice, I'd say, than anybody alive for this team. So he can give us a pretty good idea of what we saw that was real and what we saw that was kind of Memorex last night. But I hope, Brian, because I fell asleep after the game. I was conked out. I was up to like 5 a.m. Takes me like a good day and a half to recover from those late night games. Bri, and to some of you Commodians who were posting on YouTube last night when I was watching Alex, boy, Tony's gotten younger and better looking. I'm gonna deal with you in the third hour. No, I'm just kidding. I'd be doing the same thing. Bri, I hope most callers, and I know your first one last night was all emotional. Any guess who that first caller would have been that was very emotional and very negative about what he just witnessed in a literal practice game in October?
I'd say the artist known forever is Negative.
And Negative, is Bishop Boswell going to play 24 minutes a night at the off guard Negative? And I'm sure Negative said, I told him back in spring. Hey, Dave, they're just trying to get the Abram guys' attention. That's all they're doing. Because that poor Boswell guy is like a Division II player as an offensive player. Now, he can play, he can defend. He defends fine. But he's like a D2 player on offense. Bri, I hope most people were positive, were they?
Yeah, I think they were. I think they were excited about the potential of the team and the fact that Duke is really good. And Duke may have tried to win more than Tennessee did with Cameron Boozer playing, I think, 39 of the 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So, and then you had a really good first half. You were up 7 or 8 on them most of the way. And I think a lot of fans took from that, like, okay, that's promising. That looks this team did enough to where I'm looking forward to seeing how good they can be. And the only way they could have been negative is if they go out there and let's just say Duke wins by like 20 or more, and it's never close. I think in that instance, you might have had more negativity. But I think the only thing that, as long as you were competitive, as long as the game, you didn't have to win, it was close. It was within single digits. I don't think anybody had more than a 10-point lead all night. So there's that. So I think, they were positive. I think it was positive. It wasn't that way.
Two things. That Amari Abram looks like he's shot out of 1975. I'm waiting for the Spirit of St. Louis to come back. I'm expecting to read about Amari Abram in the next edition of Loose Balls by Terry Pluto. He looks like a refugee from the ABA. That's one. Two,
Marvin Barnes' teammate.
Yeah, he looks. Doesn't he, Bino? Doesn't he look like he's from 1970 something? He really does. So you got that. Second thing is this Dwayne Brown guy. That's how you get lucky. When Tennessee signed him, he was way overweight. Neither Auburn nor Alabama wanted him because he didn't really fit what they do. He lost a ton of weight. He comes into camp. They were thinking they had a project. We wrote about it. tclub.team. If you Google his name, you'll see we wrote about it in the summer. And they realized pretty early on this is a big, powerful young man with very good hands, who's extremely nimble, who can play. So we're mixing 3 sports here. Bino, if ever there was a week where you could afford to be without, and I don't know what his status is going to be this week going forward, but Colton Hood has some kind of leg muscle thingy, where he's kind of gimpy right now. I'm not sure Oklahoma could complete passes against air, Bino. Now, watch my words come back on me, but did you watch them? Did you watch how bad this Mateer guy was?
Yeah, he's not right yet, Tony, and their offensive line is not good. Somehow Texas and Oklahoma wound up with offensive lines that are not good. So obviously we can't defend the way that we did Saturday night and win any of our remaining SEC games. But I think that against Oklahoma, I believe our front can have a lot more effect on them than they did on Kentucky.
They better.
Our defensive front.
They better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if our guys don't get more, if our guys up front don't get with the program, we're going to lose 3 games down the stretch here.
Yeah, we can't beat anyone left on our schedule defending the way that we, except New Mexico State. Can't beat any SEC teams remaining on our schedule defending the way that we did Saturday night.
That's right. And we'll come back on the other side. And as Thrody said today, which I've been thinking for some time, we need other teams that we've played to beat people. Two of them had perfect opportunities over the weekend. How Mississippi State lost that Texas game? They're at home. They made every bad decision. This Jeff Lebby guy, man, he can't manage football games. I'm sure he's a great offensive coordinator, but those 4 or 5 plays that you're paid to make when you're a head coach, man, he was wrong in our game, and boy, he was really bad against Texas. And then the other one, that darn Arkansas team, the only way they weren't going to beat Auburn Saturday was to turn the ball over. And they did it 4 times. 4 times in the last 15 minutes of the game. I mean, you talk about some losers. And somehow this team in Nashville, like Cinco said on our Garza-Law 5th quarter fan reaction, we were on to like 3:30 in the morning, but somehow Cinco said, somehow at Vanderbilt, they've been a lifelong loser, and they figured out how to win these games. Which, hey, Clark Lee, kudos to you, man, because that is not an easy thing to do. Diego Pavia, kudos to you. Take a brief timeout and come back with more on the other side. It's a Monday edition. We'll hear Irlander's press conference, but we're not going to take Josh Heupel's press conference. We haven't been doing that. Most of you like that. Our numbers seem to indicate that you really like that. We'll take a brief timeout and come back with more. Or, Bino, do we take today Heupel's press conference since it's Oklahoma and we've got that tension? What do you think?
No, I think we've made that decision, Tony. I think we only take one press conference today, and it's Elander.
Can you imagine that's what Tony Vitello did to our baseball program? That we're at Oklahoma week and we're going to take one press conference, and it's the baseball one. And I kind of agree with that. How about you, Brian Hartman? You agree with that decision?
I think even Barney Boy would be approval of this. Yeah, I do agree with that.
I had a smile on my face to evoke that clown's name after this.
Whether it's baseball, football, softball, church groups, or schools, if you're raising money, do it with locally roasted grade A grounds coffee. I'm Billy Miller, a Vol alum and Knoxville native. You keep 40% of sales, and we donate 5% back to our East Tennessee community. Get started today by visiting our website at gradeagrounds.com.
Score a TD every time with T3 Vodka. T3 is Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. T3 Vodka is taking the volunteer state by storm. T3 Vodka, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains, where quality isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. Filtered 10 times and 80 proof. T3 Vodka delivers a smoothness that's unmatched. This dedication to excellence has already earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades. T3 is a 5-time gold medal winning vodka and the 2025 SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner. Whether you're sipping it neat or on the rocks or mixing up your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka is your choice for a premium, award-winning experience. Score a T3 TD and ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, drink T3 Vodka, and score a touchdown every time. T3, Tennessee's premium vodka, distributed by Athens Distributing Company. Please drink responsibly. Basilio here. No one does it like Alumni Hall. I'm here to tell you, Living Vol fan, only one place that's the best place to shop for Tennessee gear, and that's Alumni Hall. The best and largest selection of Tennessee apparel for the whole family. Top brands like Nike, Champion, Columbia, Peter Millar. Load up on hats, accessories, Yeti, all your tailgating necessities. Download the Alumni Hall app, click account, and it'll tell you how much Hall cash you've earned. You earn $10 in rewards for every $150 you spend. Alumni Hall, with physical locations in Murfreesboro, Bristol, and 3 locations in Knoxville, now open in Johnson City. Pop into Alumni Hall and get ready and tell them Tony B sent you. when it's time for a fresh coat of paint. Run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. Interior and exterior, Walker's Painting's been making it beautiful since 1999 across the Knoxville area. New construction, repaints, commercial, residential, free estimates available. And get this, mention you heard Walker's Painting on the Basilio show, 10% off your first job. Let's go! Run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. 865-688-1410. That's 865-688-1410. Walker's Painting, making it beautiful since 1999. Check out the ad at the blog at tclub.team. Walker's Painting.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Basilio here for Budget Transmissions. TGMD, the great Matt Dixon, took his Ford Escape to budget, and like our gold bullet back in the day, it was a total mess. And now, Matt's back in the game. He's got a new transmission, axle, wheel bearing, both radiator hoses, engine mounts, coolant hoses. I mean, his Ford Escape was about to escape to the junkyard, but he didn't begrudge it. He took it to budget, and now he's on his way back to Omaha. Budget Transmissions. Over 30 years in business, conveniently located in Bearden. All extended service contracts are honored. A gold certified Repair Pal member. 865-584-4391. 865-584-4391. Budget Transmissions. Don't begrudge it. Take it to budget.
Hey there, Basilio family. Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. The countdown to fall football is on. Is your fall plan missing the perfect home to watch the Vols make another playoff run? If a new view is on your game day checklist, I'm ready to help you find it. Don't wait until kickoff. Give me a call today at 865-694-5904 or visit my website at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Josh Collins at Collins Insurance Agency. At Collins Insurance, we strive to ensure our customers receive better coverage along with bigger savings. Our community is important to us. We want to provide exceptional service to our customers. Anybody can provide great rates, great coverage, but can you also get great service? And hey, don't just take my word for it.
What's up, everybody? Zakai Ziegler here. My family turns to Collins Insurance Agency for the best service, coverage, and price.
So don't just go online and get some random insurance. Experience the Collins Insurance difference.
Like he said, experience the Collins Insurance difference. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. And hey, their Mama's Easy approved. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. Thank you to Josh Collins and ZZ.
One more thing, Tony. Go Vols.
It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B.
Shout out to my man Isaac, Ikey, the junk man Moore, who just dropped off. Bino, he just made it rain on me. Bino's, to the uninitiated, does my garage look like a disaster area?
Your garage
Yes.
has very little wiggle room, Tony.
Isaac just dropped off a couple thousand sheets of vintage sheet music for me to go through. Just made me a little gay. Just texted me, said I'm right outside your house. Brian's laughing at it. Laura's not laughing. Laura's not laughing. I said, Isaac just brought a bunch of shit. She said, why? She screamed downstairs, why? like kind of defiantly, kind of angrily, but here we are. We've got three things converging on us. We've got Josh Elander's press conference coming up in a mere matter of moments over at the University of Tennessee. We have Tennessee and Oklahoma this week. And then last night, our basketball Vols got it on, bang a gong, got it on with the very top of college basketball in Duke. Tennessee obviously will have a few ramp-up games before they get it on. And to me, Bino, this is kind of unnatural because to me, and I love my college basketball, but I really don't get in the mood till the holidays, specifically like after the first of the year, if that's a fair thing to say. Just kind of my sense of this deal. But Josh Elander press conference will be coming up here momentarily, and we'll get in the mix and in the hunt. So the Elander thing is interesting. I wrote about it today in the blog. Here's the deal. They were going to do a nationwide search, but it became readily apparent that they kind of weren't going to get anywhere with it. They got bombarded, and I mean bombarded over there from former players from several different eras. You got to hire this guy. You got to give this guy a shot. And to Danny White's credit, and he said this at the press conference the other day, he doesn't make it. It's his policy. He doesn't get to know coaches, and particularly assistant coaches. So he didn't know the kid from Adam, Josh Elander. And he becomes very comfortable with the concept of Josh Elander is not going to give me a headache like Tony Vitello did. Here's the thing that we do when we report things. I don't pussyfoot around things. That style's not for everybody, and that's fine. I think Danny had to be comfortable that, hey, this guy's not going to be like Tony, and he's not going to run me over. You know? I think he had to be comfortable with that. And so with that in mind, and then also what happened was they reached out to a bunch of different people and they didn't get anywhere. They weren't getting anywhere. And so they decided, I got it right here. They decided, you know what? Let's just make the hire. And to Bino's point, let's just go ahead and announce it. And Bino, I think that's the right decision. Not let the thing drag out. even announce it on a football Saturday. Just let it leak out. Let themselves let it leak out. You know what I mean? I think it's the right decision.
Yeah, I absolutely was delighted with the decision, Tony. The initial list that we saw from a head coaching standpoint, Elander probably didn't have the resume that those other guys did.
Yep.
But he had so much to do with building what we have here, and I really believe that the most important thing and the best way to try to keep this thing rolling was continuity. And he provided that when none of the other guys could have.
That's right. And the other thing is, as I learned more about him, which is he turned down several jobs. He could have had the South Carolina job if he'd have wanted it a couple years ago when they went back with, I think Maneri is who they hired, who was at LSU at one point. And there were several different avenues and opportunities for him. He didn't take them. And now he's had a glow up. You know what his glow up makes me think, Bino? And I don't know this for a fact, but it's almost like they had an inkling this thing was coming. Because he looks totally different. I mean, he's had a total glow up. Did you have that thought, or am I the only one that had that thought?
Yeah, I like I told you, I didn't know who it was since the first of the video when they were showing him. I'd never seen him without a beard. I doubt his little girls have ever seen him without a beard. I mean, Tony, the bottom line is he earned it, he deserved it, and I'm glad he got it.
So we're going to run the press conference here. Here they come.
Awesome day here at Tennessee. Just a couple of housekeeping items before we get started. We will first hear from Vice Chancellor and Director of Athletics Danny White at the podium.
Vice Chancellor.
Following Danny's opening remarks, he will introduce Josh, our 26th coach in Tennessee history. Josh will give opening remarks here at the podium, and then he will do his Q&A up here. Once his Q&A is complete, we will do a quick photo session. And then following that, Danny will be available on the side for anyone that needs him for some follow-up questions. With that, may I please introduce Vice Chancellor and Director of Athletics, Danny White.
Thank you all for coming back together on short notice. Once again, this is our second press conference about our baseball program in less than a week. I want to acknowledge our whole team that's behind this, whatever we call this wall, but this perforated wall. Y'all can't see them. There's not enough room in our studio here for everybody, but they're here to support Coach Elander. I'll start off by thanking Tony Vitello once again on everything he built for this program. We have the dominant program in college baseball, and when he came here 8 years ago, as we all know, that wasn't the case. Opening up a new $109 million ballpark this season, sold out already, and it has been sold out. Lindsey Nelson Field has been sold out for the last few years because of his hard work and everything that we've built and accomplished together. So excited for Tony and his opportunity, and congrats to him again. I also want to thank Frank Anderson for his work as our interim head coach. Short stint. Had no idea how long that would be needed, but it was important for our team to have leadership, and important for Josh to be able to focus on, I think, would be the biggest interview of his life, and one that he certainly excelled at. Want to thank our committee, my staff, those that work most closely with our baseball program, and will continue to, in supporting our baseball staff and our student athletes. And also Todd Helton was a great sounding board through the process. Tony kept me informed throughout this. His process with the Giants. So I've been preparing for this since the third Saturday in October, when I thought it would be a little more real. Still didn't know. He obviously hadn't made a decision, but with the unique timing in college baseball, we knew we needed to be prepared if he did make that decision. And so we've been vetting the top candidates in the country. and narrowing that list pretty significantly when you consider our standard as a program, what we've accomplished. It would take a special person to come in here, and we had some really special leaders that have accomplished a lot in baseball, in college baseball as coaches. Before I started any interviews, I needed to meet with our student athlete group. Y'all have heard me talk about that before. The first thing we did with the team, we did a quick Zoom to make it easier for them. They'd already finished up at the building, but asked them to vote on a leadership group. We had a great, productive meeting. Helped me understand where they were seeing things from their perspective, very positive. I won't get into the detail of that meeting, but it was all extremely positive, as you'd expect when we're having the kind of success that we're having. We have a really positive culture. Kids are having fun, and we're winning at a really high level. We had a couple of options. We could have continued with an interim and had a ton of confidence in Coach Anderson to do that for us. And the staff keep things in place and to do a search at a more traditional time in the spring, or we could make a long-term permanent hire to establish a foundation for the future for our baseball program. And that's ultimately the decision that we made. No matter who we hired, if it wasn't an interim capacity, it was a long-term decision. And with a 5-year contract like we do for all of our head coaches. It's not a secret. I'll be introducing here shortly our new head coach, Josh Elander. A couple highlights that we should all know about, but because you all know Josh and you know our program, so I'm going to pretend like I'm introducing somebody new to Vol Nation. I'm going to be introducing the recruiting coordinator and hitting coach for the last 8 years of the most successful program in college baseball. Under his leadership and tutelage, our program has had an NCAA leading 695 home runs. We've led the country in runs and home runs in 2022 and 2024. We are the first and only SEC team to ever win 60 games in a season. We've been to 5 Supers in the last 5 years, 3 trips to Omaha that we're all very familiar with and fond of over the last 5 years. Josh has coached 27 players that have been drafted that he's worked directly with, 6 first-rounders, and obviously the 2024 national championship. I'm extremely confident in his leadership and his ability to continue the success we've been having and to continue to build on it. To continue our dominance as the best baseball program in the country. Couldn't be more proud to introduce your new head coach, the head coach of our Tennessee Volunteers baseball program, Josh Elander.
Good morning. Appreciate everybody being here today. Pretty cool to see all the familiar faces in this room. Just want to start by thanking all the players. Hopefully you guys aren't missing class right now to be here. And then before we get into this, anything happened this last week around here? Any changes or anything? But in all seriousness, I want to start by acknowledging our leadership and administration, Chancellor Plowman, Danny White, our athletics director, Alicia Longworth, Marshall Seward, Tyler Johnson, Randy Boyd. This is one of the best universities in all of college sports, and I truly believe we have the best people leading us into the next phase of Tennessee baseball. I'm thankful for how this process played out as well. To be able to go through the interview process, to have to compete is the only thing I wanted to ask for, because I just wanted one more day with the guys that we had in the building. So I'm so thankful it played out in that way, and it's an honor and privilege to stand here as a new head coach of Tennessee baseball. The last few days have been a whirlwind, but the last 2 specifically, gratitude's been the main word. I'm so thankful for all the people that have made it possible. A lot of them are standing in this room or right in front of me right here. I do want to thank some former players. I could literally go 35 minutes on this, but Chris Burke has been above and beyond the last few days. Luke Hochhaver, again, one of the best human beings I've ever been around. Blake Burke, Drew Beam, Jordan Beck, Connor Pavoloni, Ricky Martinez. I could go on and on. Simo Gilbert. You guys are family to me, and you guys are the only reason I'm standing right here. And this program will always belong to you. So please come back. I can't wait to see you guys and just love you guys from the bottom of my heart. To our current players, that moment last week going in the room when it was finally announced as being the head coach, I can really not even put it into words. It's something that I'll never forget the rest of my life. I can't wait to go to battle with you guys this spring, but I'm so impressed with the professionalism, how you guys handled the challenges of last week. To our future players, I appreciate you sticking with us last week. I know change can be hard, but this is an incredible opportunity. We have one of the best staffs in college baseball and some of the best people that do what they do. I can't wait for them to be able to coach you, and I can't wait to go to battle with you guys very, very, very soon. To our current staff, Frank the Tank, father figure, we all love you, undefeated as interim head coach in the SEC. It's a good start. Ross, my right-hand man, Q, family, always have been, known you since I was a kid. Ricky, Ren, Stove, Woody, Megan, Lowe, I could go on and on. You guys are the people that make this place great, and you make our players better every day. I can't wait to continue working with all of you. To my previous coaches, I'm going to start with Jim Schlossnagel, my collegiate head coach. I learned so much from you, discipline, habits, and standards, what it takes to win, but just to be selfless, have incredible energy, and seek excellence in everything that you do. I've always learned that from you, and I can't wait to share that with our players as well. To Dave Van Horn, for the invitation to the SEC to learn how to be a phenomenal head coach, but also be an amazing family man. That is something that'll be a big part of the rest of my life as a coach because I love these three little monsters right here in front of us. To Randy Mazey, Bill Mosiello, Todd Whitting, and Pat Loader, who's no longer with us, to learn the X's and O's from you guys. I can't wait to share that with the knowledge and the things that basically I had so much fun learning and getting better of the fundamentals and mastering those deals with our players. That will always be a part of any program that we're associated with moving forward. And then Tony V. A lot of ways I could go with this. But man, a lot of great memories, a lot of wins, a lot of running around on the road, a lot of dreaming to make this place something great. And I really believe our staff did that together. I'm so excited for you, man. I can't wait to see you win a World Series. But thank you for taking a chance on me and showing me what it means to leave your soul in the game. I hope our players always feel that way as well. To my parents, Robert and Chris, who are holding it down in Texas today, I love you. So grateful for all the time at the baseball field, for your firm and fair parenting, and an incredible example of what it means to have a loving marriage. To my brothers and sisters, Chase, Shannon, and Lauren, hope Texas is treating you well. Sorry for all the times we had to go to baseball fields in the summer, but I can't wait for y'all to see the new Lindsey Nelson Stadium this spring. And to my wife, Brittany, the best teammate I've ever had in my whole life. We always talked about making sacrifices with our children to show them that they could be part of something bigger than themselves. I know I've missed some stuff along the way. I can't wait for our kids to continue to experience the magic of Rocky Top. AJ, I love you guys. Changing gears a little bit. Sorry. We're here to keep this thing going. I know Coach Kiv is our Twitter monster, so follow his stuff, but we're going to keep this thing going. I love these people in this building. I love this roster. I mean, we talked about in the scrimmage yesterday, the crispness, the high-level prospects, the fundamentals. It's in the building right now. We don't have to hunt that down. I really believe in our recruiting classes and the people that are on the way, but we also have a great respect of this league and what winning requires in this league. We've been in here a long time now, and we're excited for the challenge that's to come. We're just going to continue to have great habits and processes to continue to improve. And for the players here, let's finish this fall well together. 3 expectations I have going forward, and this is nothing new for our players. We want to recruit and develop at the highest level. Objectively, we've done that better than any program since COVID. I'm excited for that to continue with the people in the room that make this possible. I want our guys to prepare like professionals and go compete like champions. I want them to be on the hunt. I want them to push the line between aggressive and reckless. And regardless of how it plays out, that we'll have their back regardless. And I want them to crave competition. If you want to play in the SEC, you better love to compete. It's getting it's tough, the razor-thin margin of error. But our guys signed up because they want to be the best and they want to beat the best. And I can't wait to go to battle with you guys this spring. Duval Nation, the best fan base in all of college sports. I just can't get over all the years traveling, being in the airport, someone saying, hey, go Vols, as I got my backpack on a recruiting trip, or being on the beach in Mexico with my wife last year, someone says, hey, go Vols from across the way. To feel the power of the Power T and what the volunteer state means, I will never take that for granted. I'm so excited for our kids to open the new Lindsey Nelson Stadium, but also going to TBA and the softball games and Neyland Stadium. This is a one-of-a-kind fan base, and you guys make this place special, and we're really going to need you this spring. I can't wait to see you guys out there. And feel free to welcome the opposing teams in Knoxville the right way. In closing, 9 years ago, I got this job. Tony called. I went on the road basically immediately, never went back to the place that I rented in Arkansas. Running around recruiting, doing a bunch of deals. But when I got here finally for our first visit, we were running a kid around, there was a welcome packet on my desk. Had a bunch of different things. But the main thing I took out of that, I just took some scissors and cut it out. It was a quote from Pat Summitt. It's been hanging in my office for 9 years, and it ain't going anywhere. That quote is, here's how I'm going to beat you. I'm going to outwork you. That's it. That's all there is to it. I cannot wait to see what our staff, players, and Vol Nation can accomplish together in the future. Thank you, guys, and go Vols.
Questions now, please raise your hand, and we will get a microphone to you. Eric, we'll start with you.
Josh, first and foremost, congratulations. Can you walk us through kind of what this last week was for you? I know it was kind of a whirlwind. And then when you got the news that you did get the job, kind of what were those emotions like?
Yeah, it was all over the place. I mean, the way it went down with Tony, again, we were so focused on the fall and getting better. I think we've always been trying to say what is essential and what is not, how we focused on what's important. And we're in a very important period of the fall right now. But the emotions were crazy. I think for all the staff, I think we have a genuine rooted love for this university. And it was scary, just to be very honest with you. But I want to be crystal clear. We're all thrilled for Tony Vitello. What an amazing opportunity to do something that's never been done before. His fingerprints will always be on this program. But to be able to earn the job and to be able to walk in and see these guys and that moment I had with them, I'll never forget. But just really excited for the future, but honestly grateful and thankful because when you're looking at, hey, maybe not being able to wear that power tee anymore, it's a pretty scary feeling, to be honest.
Congrats. What are the things that going through that interview process you wanted to impress upon that committee, and what were the things you felt like you were able to display that you can do as a head coach differently?
Right. Well, I think I just wanted to be myself. I reached out to some of my mentors in the game and, again, just want to be myself. I didn't want to try to push some crazy narrative or have the arrogance that I have to put my stamp on this program. This program will always be about the players, develop them the right way, but just really just highlighting the systems, whether it be the habits of the players we have, the recruiting relationships that we have, and how that can continue to just get better and better as we go with the people that are in this building.
Ben, Austin, and Ryan all on this row here.
Josh, congratulations. You mentioned in your remarks to the team when it was announced over the weekend that you all had the opportunity to put your own little stamp on the program going forward. What do you feel like that looks like, your own little stamp on what you all have built?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, my focus has essentially been connecting with all the recruits, making sure they're in a good spot, taking care of our players and finishing the fall. Like, for me, it's, hey, how do we get through this period that we have that's a limited time based on the NCAA rules, and how do we get better? And I think big picture stuff we'll get with our staff, and I'll lean on them and administration. We just want a team to be able to communicate like champs across the board. That's our focus moving forward. But, again, like any kind of notion I have to put my stamp on something like this now. This is an organic, sustainable culture that's been built over a long period of time, and we truly, truly believe in that. And the players are the ones who make that possible and hold those standards every day.
Josh, two things. What was the phone call like to your mom and dad? And then two, in talking to players and talking to your mom and dad, they talk about, you having kind of like this really dry, funny sense of humor that maybe people don't get to see because you got the helmet on and the beard, which no longer exists. Who is the man behind the beard?
I think I'm a father first in everything that I do. I love my family, but anybody that commits to play at Tennessee, there needs to be a trust that we'll take care of their kids, right? But who am I? I love the game of baseball. I love the intricacies of the X's and O's and the fundamentals and trying to dominate the average play, but also what works over the course of 56 and what winning requires in this league. It's not easy. I've made some mistakes, plenty of them, over the last 9 years in this league in recruiting or on the field, but I think puts us all in a better position moving forward. But again, this day is not about me. This is about this program and what we've accomplished, about these players. I can't wait for you to see my guy Blaine Brown go deep, or Henry Ford put a hole in the scoreboard yesterday, the next 100-mile-an-hour arm. It'll always be about these guys, and that's where Mom and dad. Yeah, no, it's love my parents more than anything. Honestly, I've never expected the chaos on the phone. I wasn't ready for that. I'm going to make it a priority to get back with everybody as all this plays out. But my parents have just been so incredibly supportive. They were actually here this last weekend, help us hold down the fort with the little ones. So I'm just excited to share that moment with them. But they've always been so supportive, and I'm so thankful I wouldn't be standing here without them today.
How do you balance moving into a little bit more of a program running role while also leaning on the things that have made you a really good assistant coach?
That's a great question. I think I have to lean on my staff and lean on the administration for some help in this change. I'm not going to act like I have it all figured out immediately. In conversations I've had with recruits, I've been very adamant that I'm still planning on coaching third base, being in the cage, grinding with the guys on the hitting side, whether it be prep with Stovall and Ross and Ricky and how we go about this deal. Just told these guys, hey, anything big picture, let's just finish this fall at a high level. But with the staff, obviously, there's an open position. My focus is entirely right now on the staff that's standing right behind you, taking care of those guys. I've been flattered by how many people have reached out, but I'm going to lean on administration as well as our current staff because we have to protect the culture, and the timing of everything is very important. And I think also, too, with the recruits, I would like to loop them in with anything as well.
Coach, you mentioned Knoxville being a special place. Can you expand on that a little bit? What makes Knoxville and Rocky Top different than other college environments that you've been a part of?
Yeah, I mean, we talk about a ton of recruiting. It's got everything, right? You got the Smoky Mountains. If you want to go out on the lake, if you want to go to a quarry, you can go downtown, grab a bite to eat. So many good places to eat down here. That's probably one of my favorite things. But just to see the explosion and how much real estate has gone crazy here, but you have anything you could ever want within a 30-mile radius. But you also have the small town bubble of a college feel. Like on game day, this is the place to be in the state. But also, too, hey, if you want to go downtown, have a meal, or go out to the Smoky Mountains, it's just a good blend. No matter where kids are from, and we're going to take pride in recruiting kids coast to coast, you know, hey, they can come to the city and be like, hey, this is a little bit different. This place is special. And not only can I become the best baseball player in person possible, but I can have a great time living in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Hey, Josh, congrats. Now that you said it's about the players, tell me your assessment of the baseball team that you're taking over as head coach.
Right. Just really excited. I think there's some firepower on the mound. I think we have a different bullpen than we did last year. Again, I think flamethrowers is something we've always kind of hunted down in recruiting, always been 100-mile-an-hour arms. But when V and Frank and I and Ross went into the portal this year, had to make some changes. We wanted just a little bit more balance, maybe some lefty specialists, some cutter guys, some different looks, whether it be different slots, whether it be IVB guys, running heaters, sinkers, cutters. We just want to be hard to prepare for. On the pitching side, I'm so excited about the youth, the transfers. I think there's a good balance. And the most exciting thing is it's up to them to figure out where they're going to pitch. That's not going to change. That's always been the deal, but excited for the pitching staff. And offensively, clearly I'm biased, as always, on that side of the ball, but really like this group. I think we're dynamic, very athletic, and very versatile. So I think trust is going to be a big word. And as we move these guys around a little bit and figure out what positions work best, how do we mix that with talking with Stovall, whether it be matchups and analytics, and how do we blend that in to how we attack each game. But also, too, just being real with the players. Make sure they understand, like, they know what's going on the decision-making side, and they feel like they're looped into the process. But I'm just excited for this group and really say, hey, just get a little bit better each day. But I can't wait to go to war with them this spring.
Hey, Josh, back here. Congratulations, first and foremost. Have you had a chance to speak to Coach Vitello since you've been hired? What did he tell you, if so? And then when this whole thing started to become a possibility, what was that like? What was going through your mind as this process began?
Yeah, great question. Coach V's been amazing throughout this whole process. We FaceTime shortly after signed the contract. He was on a plane in Atlanta. It was just simple. We're so different, and we've worked together for so long, but it was just, hey, congratulations, love you. He's got things to do, and let's move on. So what's the next task is something we've talked about a ton with our players. That'll be a theme here as well. But, again, he took a chance on me. I'll never take that for granted. But I think right now it's, hey, he knows I'm focused on this group right here, but I know we'll link up again plenty of times over the next month, 2 months. But he's a lifelong friend and mentor. And I will never take what I learned from him for granted.
Josh, when you were going into that, your interview with Danny and the committee and all those people, was there part of you that thought you kind of weren't just interviewing as yourself? You were sort of interviewing as all these players on this side of the room and all the staff on this side of the room. And if that was the case, did you talk to them ahead of time and say, hey, by the way, if I get this, you're staying, right?
Right. No, I think we just went in with a united front and a singular focus. The only avenue was I was going to go in there and prove that I was the guy for the job. That's really, and I put all my preparation into the interview process, but I just want to be authentic. That's it. I wanted to be comfortable in my own skin and throw my best punch. And if I wasn't the guy, then so be it. If Danny thought someone was better to lead this program, would have 100% understood and supported him every single day. But again, there was some pressure, whatever. But again, I think this is a family here. We talk about it in recruiting, the real roots of all the time that we've spent together. That's not something we take for granted. So it was more so, hey, let's just go to battle one more time and see where the chips lie after that.
Time for a few more here. We'll go to Paige, Elijah, and we'll finish.
Congratulations. Obviously, the program has changed a ton since you all arrived on 2017. What would you say is the greatest lesson that you can carry with you from, the iconic lemonade stands with Tony to the $100 million renovations that you can carry into this new era?
Yeah, I think it's just attacking each day. We never really talked. It may sound crazy, like, hey, we got to win X amount of games or win this many championships. It was, do you have good habits and processes, and can you get buy-in from the players to get a little bit better each day? And then hold them accountable to being consistent over a long period of time. That's been our magic here. And then treating people right, teach them how to be a pro, teach them how to recover, know that we have their backs, right? I think the family aspect is something that's thrown around a ton in recruiting, but I know these guys feel it. And then when recruits come in, it's authentic here. It's a little bit different, and we don't expect that to change.
I'm pretty sure this was the second no-brainer yes besides marrying your wife when Danny offered you the job. But getting your players here and nobody, when usually you take a job, most people want to decommit or transfer things, like everybody's staying. How much is that at ease at you to know what you have put to the table as a recruiter and now being as a head coach?
Yeah, I mean, we take pride in our relationships when recruiting, right? Even when we get a kid committed, it's just the beginning of an incredible journey. So just to give you a story, we commit Jordan Beck when he's, we just got here, junior high school. You get to watch him go play. You go through the draft. He ends up turning it down to come to school. You get to grind in the cage, see the guy compete, develop, become a first rounder. And then fast forward 2 years ago, my wife and I get to go see him play in Yankee Stadium with the Rockies. And then I texted the video to Q. Pretty crazy. He does Q's pregame band routine on the field right before the game. So to me, that's what it's all about, the relationships and taking care of each other. It really is. But this is the easiest no-brainer of all time. I love this place and just excited to continue this show with the guys.
Josh, I got two for you. Former players campaigning for you to get the job in those first 24, 36 hours. What did that mean to you? And what do you feel like you learned about your team last week in handling the situation with Tony?
Yeah, I just thought the team was incredibly professional last week. I mean, again, there was nobody asking V about it. We were just going through practice as normal, the most we could. But it was just so flattering. Honestly, it made me soft. I was emotional when I saw some of it. So I basically just tried to block it out, right, because I didn't want our guys at practice to think something was going on or they were being left out of something. So, again, the relationship with these guys standing here and the former players, that'll never change. I think that's going to be the root of what we all do here. But I'll never forget their support, and I'll never take that for granted.
Yeah, Josh, just on the staff side of things, is the plan basically to roll with what you have, and how do you maybe reallocate some positions or assignments to some of those people with the way it's structured?
Yeah, definitely going to lean on administration throughout this process, right? This is the first time I've ever done this, but my focus is to take care of the people in the building first, not worry about anything externally. I think we have some of the best people at what they do in their positions, so they need to be taken care of the right way, and that's my main and sole focus. And all the roots we have, I'm just excited because we want stability for these guys in the building moving forward.
We'll do a photo op here. Let's do it if you haven't moved the podium real fast.
All right, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. The press conference over at the University of Tennessee, introducing Josh Elander, who takes over for Tony Vitello. Time well spent. We'll talk about it on the other side, including Josh Heupel's press conference, which we're not going to take, for the Oklahoma game, which is on deck. But we will talk about what we just heard, and then get into some calls and get into, this week. It's going to be very eventful. Mark Griffin later on in hour two as well, into our third hour. In the meantime, I do want to remind you on the way to the break, it is a huge huge week for us. We're going to be live. The entire Fanrun radio team will be live down at Calhoun's on the River on Friday. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be phenomenal. Hour 2 on the radio after this.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville. Fanrun Radio.
Are you searching for a great local coffee? I'm Billy with Grade A Grounds. You can buy our freshly roasted coffee online and support a good cause with every sip. Great coffee, greater causes. Visit our website today, gradeagrounds.com.
You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land. Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott, for hundreds in our area. Custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contract. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting. Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw, available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good. When it's time for your next move, you want to get your precious belongings from point A to point B with your peace of mind intact. That's why you need to call my friends at Gouffon Moving and Storage, East Tennessee's moving legend. Gouffon Moving and Storage has been helping East Tennesseans move since 1887. That's 138 years, 5 generations. That's even longer than the Dooley, Jones, and Pruitt era combined. Gouffon Moving and Storage, pro movers, serving Knoxville, surrounding areas, and interstate moves too, both residential and commercial. And we'll provide you with personalized service that other corporate movers simply cannot. We know how to move all types of items. We pay careful attention to our clients' valuables. Your satisfaction as a customer is our absolute priority. As the oldest continually owned and operated family moving business in the United States, when it's time for your next move, it's Gouffon Moving and Storage. And storage, it's secure and vaulted. Our newest offering of commercial storage logistics, we offer receiving, storage, and delivery services for all your business logistic needs. See more at Gouffon.com. That's Gouffon.com. Or check out the link at tclub.team. When it's time for your next move, East Tennessee's moving legend, Gouffon Moving and Storage. Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires, just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776. Or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Fall has officially arrived, so now is the perfect time to make sure your home's heating and HVAC system is ready for the season ahead. Don't ignore the warning signs that your heating or cooling system is struggling or nearing the end of its lifespan. And if you need fast, reliable HVAC repairs, seasonal preventative maintenance, or want to invest in a new high-efficiency system, then call the trusted HVAC experts at Pipe Wrench Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Whatever HVAC problems you encounter, our certified technicians will make a full assessment and then provide the best long-term solution to keep your home comfortable again all year long. We make it easy with free on-site estimates for replacements and free second opinions on repairs. And if budgets are tight, we offer flexible payment plans including 0% financing with credit approval. Be sure to ask about our 10-plus year warranties that are 2 times longer than industry standards, so you don't spend a cent on unexpected costs in the future. So call Pipe Wrench at 865-264-8090 or book online at pipewrench.com to schedule your appointment today. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free.
TB here with Alan of WeShipFloors.com. Tell them about it, Alan.
Hey, I'm Alan from WeShipFloors.com. Our competition's prices, well, they're going up. Ours are coming down. Our waterproof floor Supercore is the best, and right now it starts at $199 a square foot. Our warehouses are full of 4mm, 6mm, and 8mm. You strapped for cash? Well, we have our own in-house financing. Use our room visualizer and order some free samples today. Supercore from WeShipFloors.com. Best products at best price.
Like Alan said, head over to WeShipFloors.com. Use the room visualizer on the website. Drop in any of the 120 Supercore floors virtually into your room and order your free samples today. WeShipFloors.com. Tennesseans, they are us. The best product, the best price. WeShipFloors.com.
It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B.
Tony, be back with you, 865-200-5402. And, boy, it was a good decision to take that Elander press conference. I'm glad we did that. I'm glad Beanstar talked me into that because I was a little tuckered out from that whole baseball experience last week. But that was rather rejuvenating, if I could say so myself. That was rather rejuvenating. So I'm glad we did that. Bino the Great, your thoughts on what we witnessed there, and then we will go to the phones.
Tony, I try my best not to think a whole lot about press conferences one way or another because they have absolutely nothing to do with what's going to go on the field or in the building. But I couldn't help myself with that one. Saturday, when the announcement was made that Elander had been named the head coach, I was really, really happy. I was happy for him. I was happy for the players. I was happy for the fan base. After hearing that, I wasn't happy enough on Saturday. I'm absolutely elated that he's getting this opportunity because I have no doubt in my mind that he's the right guy. And he was just extremely impressive in that press conference.
We reported today over at tclub.team that they were inundated with players from past eras of Tennessee baseball. And didn't the head coach get up there and say that? He thanked all those guys for going to bat for him. UT's administration was blown away by the number of people that chimed in. And not only that, but high-level boosters that said, what are we doing? because they got rung up from these past players that went to bat for him. And how did Elander put that, guys? He said something like, they had a game to win, or I don't know how he phrased it, but the way he phrased it was pretty interesting because, in essence, what he's saying there is, those guys are the reason I'm sitting here today. It was really interesting the way he phrased it. And I think that's pretty accurate, Bino. I think that's pretty accurate. Good for those guys.
He obviously has the backing and the faith of all of his baseball team.
Yep.
And all of the baseball community, basically.
Yep.
When those former players who, I mean, for them to step up for a guy that had been in the background, just basically speaks volumes about who he is and how impressive he is.
It only appears like he's been in the background, but I think behind the scenes he's been very prominent, and he's been a very important piece to the operation.
Well, no question.
He doesn't run and try to get the attention.
Yep.
And all that, but he's there, and they know, he has a big presence.
As I wrote today on the blog, I look forward to many happy returns and having him on the show and being supportive of what they do. And the door is going to be open, and we look forward to getting to know him on the air as well. Obviously, Tony was so good at the media stuff, but after hearing this guy, all you've got to do with our fan base is just be yourself, because they want to love you. And if you make yourself available and you invite people, and I think this guy will get involved in the community, what I saw from him and then talking to people, because people were reaching out to me and they were like, hey, you got a really good at bat for him. I'm like, look, I got no stroke. And with the way I made people angry last week, if I come out for a guy, that's the last thing you need. So I encourage them to contact money people. If it's really what you want to see done, call the money people. The money people are the ones that move mountains around here, not talk radio. I've always been one that keeps my ear to the ground on those money people, because when the money people are about to do something, that's when it's going to happen. Because he who pays the fiddler calls the tune, ladies and gentlemen. And so with that in mind, Elander, to me, with that familial approach, they just did a thing right before they cut the YouTube video where he brought every kid up there that was there at that press conference. And it was like a ton of guys. And all the guys in his organization, and he shouted them all out. He shouted Woody out. He shouted Chris Lowe's son Adam out, who played baseball with my son Anthony growing up. Chris was a coach. Chris, a hell of a coach. Shout out Chris Cole and the Cools. But when he was talking about that family thing and his family and my dad and my kids, and then he brought his kids up, he shot 2 photos. He shot one with Danny White afterwards, and then he brought his girls up and he shot a video with them. I mean, this guy's hard not to root for, is what he is, Bino. That's going to be really hard not to root for this guy.
Oh, yeah. He's absolutely salt of the earth. Earned it. Happy for him.
Yep. Been here 9 years, Beanstar. How many coaches stick around 9 years here?
Guys as talented as him, none.
That's a good point. You can see why so many people wanted to hire him after watching him today. Because he's had a glow up, which I'm for. And by the way, shout out to him for, because Bino learned the term today. Shout out to him for that Pat Summitt quote. I'm just going to outwork you. That's what we do. That's why we're up in the middle of the night doing our show. That's why I jumped on the other day knowing I was going to be on in the middle of the night doing that's what we do here. I'm just going to outwork you, man.
Every coach that's hired is smart to invoke a Pat Summitt reference in their opening press conference.
That's why Brian Hartman and Alex were on the air last night. We're just going to outwork you. We're just going to invest in it. We're just going to do it, man.
That's one that'll never be hanging in my room.
That's why we're all going to be live, and they're bringing the big box down to give it away at Calhoun's. We're just going to outwork you, man. You're just going to get outworked. You're going to get worked and outworked. That's why when I turned over to William Pattison, he's going to get it done today. We're going to outwork you, and you're going to get worked. Say hi, Bino.
I said that's one that'll never be hanging in my office.
That's right. Now, one thing about the guy, and then we'll go to the phones, is he's going to be the third base coach. And I hope he's better than the guy who's been the third base coach during the Vitello era. Because that guy has gotten on my nerves. Here we go. That guy has gotten on my nerves at times, Bino.
Here we go.
You think
that didn't take long.
Do you think he's going to like it, Beanstar? You think he's going to like
I don't
for some of his sins? Because I'm going to ask him that. When he comes on the show, I'm going to say, Josh, we have a guy here. His name is Bino Jeff Henderson, and he says you should never make the last out at third base or the first out at third base. And his problem with you is you've done that frequently. Now, when I say that to him, will I be quoting that properly, Bino Jeff Henderson?
You will be. No, I'm not a proponent of that, Tony. I'm not a proponent of.
Not a proponent of me asking that, or not a proponent of the way they do that. Which one, Bino?
Both.
Huh? If you're not a proponent of them doing it, Bino, I got to get your vote in there, man.
No, you don't have to get my vote in there.
Volpet said, Bino just made me laugh so hard that I spit my lunch out. Classic line.
What you need to do is ask him if he's a better meteorologist than his predecessor.
Beach Bum says, I thought the same, Tony. We're going to have the Corbin third base move. Well, the difference is going to be, look, I'm not trying to be glib here, okay? Tim Corbin in his third base oversized helmet that he wears on third base looks a lot like Aaron Rodgers in those throwback Pittsburgh uniforms that they had on. Aaron Rodgers looked like what you would picture if a Gestapo was out there playing football. A German Gestapo was out there playing American football back in the day. That was the dumbest looking uniform. And let me tell you something. There have been some stupid ass uniforms these NFL teams put on for whatever reason. Bino, that helmet the Steelers wore last night was an affront to humanity, I thought.
Tony, our buddy and listener Gary's a big Steeler fan.
Yeah.
And I told him last night during the game, that's what I picture the uniform looking like for like the 1957 Brushy Mountain football.
That's exactly right. I texted a friend of ours, a co-friend of ours. Actually, I called him Lambrito. And he goes, what do you want from me? Pile on. I told you they were ugly. What do you want from me? F you. And then he hung up on me, which I guess was the reaction I was looking for. All right, let's go to the phones.
Pittsburgh has the Steelers.
I am so happy that they did the right thing, Spike Lee. Colors. They did the right thing. And to me, it doesn't matter how you arrive at the right thing, like Bino said in the first hour. As long as you do the right thing, it's cool with me. It is cool with me. So great job, Danny White. Let's go to the phones. Happy trails to, all right, just so we set the board here before we go this hour. There is going to be a bidding war for Lane Kiffin. That's going to happen. Florida and LSU are going to fight over him. Here's Lane Kiffin, Bino, in the last hiring cycle, couldn't get a job.
Yeah.
We're about to see a bidding war for him. Couldn't get a job, Bino. Couldn't get out of there.
No, and either one of them will be lucky to have him.
Oh, he's going.
If I'm him, I'm taking that LSU gig.
Hell yeah. That LSU job is a much better job than that Florida job. And Brian Kelly, Bino, who's a total horse's ass, okay?
Yeah.
Puts his head on the pillow tonight. And I want you to finish your thought. But he puts his head on the pillow knowing Ed Ogeron, who grunts when he speaks, and the Mad Hatter, who literally looked like he looked like a guy when he put that hat on, a demonstration in a middle school sex education class. That's how tight his hat was.
It was exact opposite of your hat that Tony V gave you, Tony.
Well, Tony V thinks I'm Aaron Rodgers. How in the world, Beanstar, could those guys do something? And Brian Kelly never got a sniff at it at LSU, Bino. Never got a – did he ever make the playoffs, Brian? Brian, did he ever make the playoffs?
No.
He never got a sniff.
No, he didn't.
He never got a sniff at it. Go ahead, Bino. I'm sorry.
No, that's good, Tony. That's good. We've talked to where the college football's become like the NFL, and now you can say in a lot of instances any given Saturday rather than Sunday. I tell you one thing: in a year when James Franklin and Brian Kelly both get fired midstream, it's NFL not for long too in college football now,
and it's going to get worse. And I'll tell you what's going to be crazy. We talked about this several weeks ago in the blog. That chain of events, me and C were speculating all these jobs are going to open, and people thought, well, no way, all those jobs. They're all going to open, and you wait for that 10-day free agency period and the frenzy that's already going on. If Tennessee's doing their due diligence, and I hope they are, because I can promise you other teams are, you better be contacting kids off that Florida roster, that LSU roster, that Penn State roster, and on, and pick them apart like a carcass, Bino, and get some defensive players in here. Can I get an amen? Get some linebackers in here.
Get that Dallas Wilson guy from Florida.
Amen. Let's go to the phones.
Yeah. Hey, and if we take care of business Saturday, Oklahoma's going to open too.
That's exactly right. The Vols beat Oklahoma Saturday. It is bye-bye fake Ted Nugent. Wango Tango to you, my friend.
And get him in here.
And that came up on the post game. Do you think, Bino, that our guy has the stomach to fire Tim Banks?
Tony, I personally do not, but I hope he finds it because just look what's going on. I'm not talking about Tim Banks specifically.
Right.
I'm talking about going forward, having the stomach to construct the best possible staff that you can construct. Because if you don't, eventually it's you.
That's what's going to happen in all these spots. And the clock's been sped up. All right, so we're going to go to the phones. 865-200-5402. We'll get as many calls in as we can. Marky Boy Griffin is going to join us. So let's keep our calls to like 2 minutes here, and we'll get as many people in as we can. And we'll start things off with our first call. You're on the air. Hi.
Hey, guys, Dave.
Hey, Dave. Welcome in.
I think last night, I know it's just one game.
Actually, it was a practice.
But we don't
wasn't
have
a game.
a two-guard.
It was a practice.
We spent $4 million on Nate Emmett.
Ament.
And this guy is going to looks like a very low efficient player, like all freshmen are normally, except that kid who played at Duke last night. And you could have spent less than $4 million and got a proven two guard that played next to our point guard. And that's going to be a big mistake going forward.
Well, we don't
have a two guard on our roster.
It wasn't for lack of trying. The McNeely kid from Virginia they had him basically committed, and they had agreed to terms with him, and we didn't have his major. And they didn't realize that was going to be a hang-up, but that's what happened there. And that spun Tennessee into a kind of a cycle where they swung and missed on a couple different guys. And look, Amari Abrams, the guy they want to win the job, but they used last night's game. They used the fact that they were not guarding last week at the 2 guard and at the perimeter at all against Ohio State to send a message to him on national television. That's what that was. Because Bishop Boswell, Dave, is not their 2 guard. That was Rick Barnes doing bits last night, playing him 24 minutes. And Mark Griffin is going to be in here in about 20 minutes, and he will corroborate that when he comes in here. I can promise you that. This narrative that you've been spouting back in the spring that Bishop Boswell is going, he is not the 2 guard here, Dave. They had fun with it last night. I know you said that on the post-game show last night. He is not the 2 guard, Dave. And I will bet you anything. I'll bet you anything, Dave. We get the league play. Bishop Boswell will be playing 3 or 4 minutes a night, Dave. So you can put that to rest right now.
I bet you Bishop Boswell.
You can put it to rest right now, Dave. Put it to rest. Stop. You know better than that.
Okay, let's get to football. If the Oklahoma coach comes in here and beats our coach, and our coach goes 7-5, we'll be looking for another coach, and that's the way it is today. Y'all have a good day.
How about that, Bino? It's a good thing Dave was the first caller on a rainy day here in East Tennessee because he makes you feel so much.
Change the subject and then bye-bye.
He makes you feel so much better about yourself. Hey, Dave, when we get the league play, Bishop Boswell will be playing about 4 minutes a night, if that, and you need to peace out on that line of reasoning you have because it's unreasonable. Welcome into the show. You're on the air.
Tony, that call is worthy of a suspension, in my humble opinion, but you're the dean, and I'll defer to you.
I find him
Tony,
mildly amusing. Go ahead.
Bino, Brian, I want to apologize because I frankly thought that Coach Elander, I wasn't 100% convinced he was the right person or he was ready for the job. And I'm embarrassed to admit that because after seeing 2 things, the players' reaction when Danny White announced that Elander was the new head coach on Saturday was unbelievable. The players, obviously, the outreach, the support that we saw today. In his press conference, the guy hit not a home run, he hit a grand slam. And it's not about winning the press conference, but Tony, I didn't know that he had that ability to be in front of the camera and reach the media because let's face it, that's a big part of that head coaching responsibility. It's not just reaching the media, it's taking advantage of those in the limelight, in the spotlight moments to engage with fans, to reach fans, and frankly, recruits and the families of recruits. And when you've got that spotlight, that's a great opportunity. I know Tony Vitello set the bar very high for that, but I question if Elander had the had the experience or had even the desire to be in the limelight. He obviously proved that, and it makes sense because it was incongruent with the thought process of he is an outstanding recruiter. I've never seen a coach that former players universally love as much as Elander. He is an absolute home run hire, Tony. I am so proud of the university for making the right decision. That guy is as genuine as they come. He's a family man. He's beloved. He's going to carry the torch, Tony, and it's going to be a sight to see on Rocky Top. I appreciate all your coverage, GBO.
Thank you. And the thing that he said that I loved, Pino, that stays with me is I've talked to people and they said, be yourself. He said during that interview, I just went in there and I was myself and I'm comfortable in my own skin. And if I try to be something I'm not, I will not be. And I thought, you know what? That is a great thing to say to the press. And then he also said, in my 9 years here, this place is skyrocketing in terms of the things that are happening in our local community. And housing prices are going through the roof because people are fighting over themselves to get into our community. He said, who can't recruit to that? I thought it was an excellent job by him today. Excellent job, Josh Elander.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Tony. And although I was convinced early on that he was the right guy, like like Taylor, I'm stunned that he's as polished as he is in that setting. And I don't even rewatch games, but my intention is later on today to revisit that press conference.
Back to the phones we go. Yeah, I'm extremely proud of the job that Josh Elander just got up there and did, and I do know that those former players fought like hell for him. He shouted out Chris Burke. Chris Burke fought. People thought Chris Burke won the job. Berkey told me, he said, there's one hire for that job, and he's sitting there already. And he let it be known. I love Chris Burke. He loves his alma mater. I love me some Chris Burke. He cares enough to make phone calls. Right on, Berkey. Go back to our phones. Hello and welcome into our next call on your TLD Logistics phone lines. We'll do a TLD Logistics Overdrive overtime today, no doubt. The great Mark Griffin will be in here with us. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony. Hey, everybody. How are y'all doing?
Hey, Leslie at Maury County. Welcome in.
That's right. Hey, it's Murray County, but that's all right, Tony.
I'm doing that for Brian. I'm doing that for Brian's. That's for Brian's pleasure.
Hey, listen, we were at the game. I have a story to tell if you want to hear it.
We always love your stories. Spin a yarn for us.
All right. Okay, so it was a lot of fun. That was we're still on our quest, to visit all the stadiums. That was my first time to go Krogering, and it was fun. We were seated at just a few rows up in the end zone. I don't know, maybe 20 or 30 rows up, where most of the scores happened for the Tennessee Volunteers. So that was fun, including the pick six. So anyway, but the story is, after the game, we were walking back to our vehicle, and we went through this area, which I will say, this area, I wish we had something like it, but it's a huge parking lot, campers galore. And there were a few campers left, and we were not engaging with these people or anything. And the next thing we know, a man, at least in the same decade as you and I in age, pulled his pants down and mooned us. So,
what?
Yes, I'm telling the truth, Tony. And there were four, what I assume to be Tennessee students who were walking just a few steps behind us. And if that wasn't enough, as they got closer, he did it again. And the best part is, there were some people in the camper. It was a motor home, with the big window, the driving camper. There were some people inside it also in orange. We saw a lot of crossover families. Yes. Including the engagement, or, that the proposal with the couple that was blue and orange. But anyway, I don't get it, but hey, what do I know? But yeah, he mooned us and he mooned them. And, it was very bizarre, because there were women, including young women, in the camper that, as Charlie pointed out, I know I got his name in, but as he said, I'm pretty sure they saw the other side. And, but my favorite part was
the other side of what?
UT.
Oh, his anatomy. So he didn't do the moon. He didn't do the moon thing that I saw Bino do one time on the softball field, where you just casually pull your pants down. He did the thing where he dropped his drawers.
Yes, he had on shorts, and he pulled. I mean, there was not anything left to the imagination. Thankfully, we got the backside. But one of the UT students who they were a step behind us, and they commented on his advanced age and what the people probably saw on the other side, which we all got hysterical about. But yeah, that was interesting. Then when we got back to the car, they had, pulled up my windshield wipers and done stuff to the mirrors and spit loogies and stuff all over the car. But, that was no permanent damage. I mean, we weren't really that upset about it, because they turned our magnets upside down, which Charlie had to take the magnet off. But I have a plate on the front, big orange, with a white T in the middle. So Anyway, but I mean, that was kind of harmless. They did not do any permanent damage. So we didn't, I wasn't upset about that. But the mooning was next level, I got to admit.
Bino, that's what I love about
that
Leslie.
Was the first.
Leslie's not afraid to mix it up. And it ain't the first rear end you've seen, Leslie. You know, you've been around the block a time or two. Hey, Bino, from your perspective, Beanstar, what's the craziest thing a visiting fan, or when you've gone on the road, what's the craziest thing you've ever seen, Beanstar, or somebody's done to you?
Well, Tony, it's not really fair for me to judge sites anymore because it's been almost a quarter of a century since I traveled regularly. But Kentucky, other than Florida, Kentucky was always the worst place that Freddie and I ever went. We had one trip up there, and Freddie, I met him up there on this one. This was one that Shino actually went on, and a couple that we knew. And Shino's dad had a van, and it had running boards on the side of it. So we took it up there, and we beat him as usual. And as we're leaving, I can't even remember the year, as we're leaving the parking lot, a drunk Kentucky fan jumps up on the running board and is trying to tear the orange flag out of, I'm sitting on the passenger side. Shino always drives. I'm sitting on the passenger side. He's trying to tear the flag out of the window as the vehicle is slowly moving. And I said, do you see this guy here? And so the only thing I did was I just kind of opened the door and boom, I bumped him off of the running board down into a ditch as we were basically leaving the parking lot.
Leslie, you see that? Maybe that's the guy. Describe, Leslie, this man that showed
it's the Fight Club Clay guy that he punched.
Describe this man's appearance, and let's see if he matches up with either Bino or the guy Fight Club Clay beat into oblivion, Newton-John. Go ahead.
I mean, it could be him. He had hair. It was silver.
Okay.
He was maybe average height. I don't know. He was inside this camper. So
was his butt?
He also gave us the middle finger salute as well.
Was his butt big or skinny like mine?
Now, Tony, I didn't take that good of a look at it. But, he looked pretty physically fit for his age.
Well, maybe he just wanted to show off, He was
maybe.
He was doing squats that week
at
the
gym. But that was
the
the first for us at a visiting school. The fans around us, which was 90% orange, were a lot of fun. But there were a few blue people mixed in. They were not having fun.
It was a Leslie, thank you. It was a takeover.
Hey, I got another quick story from inside the stadium.
All right, go ahead. Yeah, because I violated my 2-minute rule for you.
I know I got to make it quick, but some students came down. I assume they were student age, and one they were wearing blue shirts and stuff. They all ripped them off at the beginning of the fourth quarter when they thought, I guess, they had a little life left. Their team did, and one of them proceeded to pick up beer cans off the ground and pour what was left in them down his pants. I'm not kidding. And they were escorted out by the friendly law enforcement people. So
sounds like the
anyway,
fans
that's
there,
all I got, Tony.
The fans there had a much better performance than Kentucky's defense. I'll say that. That gentleman there, I mean, you could have put him like a, I don't know, linebacker for Kentucky the other night, and probably, you throw a pass out in the flat, he pulls his pants down while you're running on the way by him. I mean, it's kind of 6 half and a dozen of the other, whatever that saying is.
Yeah, I saw a shot of the stadium.
Yeah, with
about 10 minutes left in the game, and it looked like they had escorted all of them out.
Back to the phones we go. Yeah. You know what escorts the fans out? When you hold them on their first 2 drives and you score on the first 2 drives and they're sitting there going, well, last week's Texas game ain't going to happen, because that thing devolved rather quickly. And if our defense could play a lick, Beanstar, we would have beaten them like 70-10, which is what it should have been. But we'll come back on the other side after this.
Guests appear on the TLD Logistics Hotline. Online at tldlogistics.com.
Are you currently a residential electrician? Would you like more benefits, better pay, more upside? What about a $3,000 signing bonus? Free company paid health insurance, annual profit share, company vehicle, gas card, much more. Call Advent Electric today. Advent, known for their large commercial jobs around town, and due to high demand, they're adding additional roles for their residential department. Maybe you know a friend, family member that's a residential electrician. Spread the word. Email hr@adventelectric.com. hr@adventelectric.com. 865-588-0631 and ask for the Tony B 3K signing bonus. Advent Electric is hiring. You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land. Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contract. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting.
College football fans, Chris Fowler here with the play call. This season, go for Dose with ice-cold refreshing Dos Equis. It's more than a single play. It's a mindset. Think of it as a 2-point conversion for real life. Taking the risk, making the bold move. Whenever we get the chance to go big, we take it. On the field and off, always go for Dose with Dos Equis.
Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis Lager Especial Beer. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Whether it's baseball, football, softball, church groups, or schools, if you're raising money, do it with locally roasted grade A grounds coffee. I'm Billy Miller, a Vol alum and Knoxville native. You keep 40% of sales, and we donate 5% back to our East Tennessee community. Get started today by visiting our website at gradeagrounds.com.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Hey there, Basilio family. Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. The countdown to fall football is on. Is your fall plan missing the perfect home to watch the Vols make another playoff run? If a new view is on your game day checklist, I'm ready to help you find it. Don't wait until kickoff. Give me a call today at 865-694-5904 or visit my website at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Tony Basilio, and we are live once again with Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, you're out there on the field, 100 strong here in Knoxville. Talk to me. What's been going on with FC Alliance now that the weather's heating up?
We're out here for the first time of the boys' tryouts. We have over 400 kids that'll be here tonight. So a lot of exciting times right now for us. Our club team start at U9 and we go all the way through U19. We have over 1,000 kids that come from Chattanooga from the Tri-Cities that make all our teams and make this club what it is today. So we're excited about it. We finished the younger kids a couple of weeks ago. We just finished the girls last night, and now we're on to our older boys program as we speak right now.
And we're blowing and going in the Tri-Cities. Tell me about it.
We started FC Alliance North 1 year ago, and coming off the first year, we are the largest, most competitive club up in the Tri-Cities area. We just finished our trials last night. Looks like right now we will be well over 400 kids for the upcoming season. So great things happening up there. We've put our boys into some really good regional leagues. So we're excited about what the future holds for them and also our girls programs.
If you want more information, check them out at fcallianceknox.org. That's fcallianceknox.org. Chad Stockton, keep growing the beautiful game here in East Tennessee.
Absolutely. Thanks, Tony.
Tony Basilio along with the great Mark Griffin. And we're here to talk about our friends at Performance Medicine. And Griff, their slogan, stay educated, stay healthy, That's you.
Wow. I really like to think that, Tony, and I'd like to give Dr. Rogers a lot of credit because I definitely want to stay educated and healthy, and knowing that he's putting the time and effort in to make sure of my care. I want to encourage your listeners to put the time to learn and become educated and get to know Dr. Rogers and see if it can help with your health as well.
And there's a really, really easy way to do that. In fact, they've got their own YouTube channel. You can see Dr. Rogers for himself with his staff. It's called The Performance Medicine Show over at the Performance Medicine channel over on YouTube. Also, more information at performancemedicine.net. To our friends in North Knoxville, a brand new location over in Fountain City, now accepting patients. So many ways to reach Dr. Rogers. And like they say, stay educated, stay healthy. Performance Medicine, online, performancemedicine.net.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
When it's past high noon, it's time for a vodka soda made with a vodka you've actually heard of. I'm talking White Claw vodka soda made with White Claw premium vodka. JB Smooth only drinks vodka soda made with the world's smoothest vodka.
And you can too. Pick you up a bottle of the triple wave filtered vodka that's been distilled 5 times. White Claw premium vodka comes in 4 flavors: black cherry, mango, pineapple, and just vodka. You haven't had vodka like this. No one has. White Claw Premium Vodka. Please drink responsibly.
It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B.
Tony B back with you as we're live with you on this Monday. Rice fan. Pretty outstanding. We'll do some TLD logistics overdrive overtime. The great Marky Boy Griffin will be in the house. It's going to be unbelievable, Andy. And yeah, Griff, just come on in, man. Just come on in when you get here, brother. Take your time. In the meantime, we go back to our phones on a day where Josh Elander. Brian, give me something from our head football coach as we go here, because he's met the depressed. Hello and welcome into our next call. You're on the air.
Hey, what's going on, Tony? Who's your ball running?
There he is, the man of the hour.
Next day, bud, I don't know if you're aware of this. Now, some say it's an urban legend, but Larry Bird said it happened. Chris Webber and a college all-star team in a scrimmage beat the dream team.
There you go.
So let's just relax a tad.
Hey,
it's one thing to complain about games that count, but to complain about ones that don't, you might need to go see a shrink. No offense, buddy.
Dave's in full freak-out mode, man, over a preseason game that happened in October.
Well, Dream Team lost to Chris Webber, if it's to be believed.
Let's go.
Bino, Tone, you remember our little prop bet of over-under, 20-yard completions by Kentucky, the Eric Kane stat? I quit counting at halftime, but what do you reckon we got to, about 8? And still won by 30. My goodness.
Tell you one thing, man, defense is optional with us. It is just optional. It's kind of sad, really.
It's very unusual, and I know you don't want to compare things too much, but Ole Miss, that has a phenomenal offense, I believe scored 35-ish, give or take, on Kentucky. So we score 56 and could have easily scored 60-something. But Ole Miss also held them to like 20 points, and their defense is really bad. So I don't know. This team is what it is. Tone,
Ryan, I was thinking this.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was thinking as I watched that the other day. I mean, it's rare when I'm accurate when I try to look at our team and what it's going to be like going into the season, but I don't think I've ever been as dead wrong on the 2 units as I thought coming into this year. that the defense would have to carry us for a while before our offense got going. And it's been day and night different from what I thought it was going to be.
Well, Bino,
to be fair,
yeah, they were telling us
if you lost your two best corners, that's going to
right.
hurt anybody. But
That's right.
that's not an excuse for what you saw last couple games.
Their problem is,
No, I mean, and we're still better at corner than we are at safety.
Well,
I know the safety is
two corners.
It's
unique,
the safeties and the linebackers are the problem on that football team. Those linebackers and poor Boo Carter. You know what he needs to do next year is skip the spring and the summer. He's really a great player. He doesn't need any of that work,
fall?
Obviously.
Skip the fall too, Boo.
Because somebody had a great line the other night that was at the game. The first caller of the Garzaloff fifth quarter fan reaction had a great call when he said about Boo Carter. He said, "You know what this guy is? He's a highly paid, fair catcher of punts. He's a highly paid, fair catcher of punts. That's what he is, and that's
Boo
what he
Carter,
is."
He needs to skip on down to Lee College. That's what he needs to do.
I mean, Bino, no offense to him, but if you're gonna do that and skip the summer and do all that stuff, you better be a damn baller.
Average.
You better be a damn baller, man.
Now, Tone, I haven't got to watch him. So you're mentioning, because I'm worried with Colton Hood may or may not be able to go. Maybe he'll get some of those funny vitamins and be able to tough it out. Tell me about this Mateer. Does he got a broken arm? How much could a man with a broken arm get on our defense? We could do an Eric Kane prop bet there.
Hey, Bino,
200 yards.
Bino, what are you saying for Mateer after watching him over the weekend?
Yeah, he's not. They've done that kid a disservice. They put him back in there before he was ready, and he's got no protection up front.
Yep.
I think as bad as our defense is, I think our front can dominate defensively. Now, they may throw it straight up in the air and somebody be standing all by themselves.
Yeah, and the wounded thing continues because on Colton Hood, who is gimpy, as I was told, Josh Heupel said the following. Good, Bino, you know what Josh Heupel said. Stay tuned to the injury
Wednesday.
report. Thank you.
The report comes out on Wednesday.
Heupel, I'll tell you one thing about Heupel. He cooperates with the media.
Yeah. Well, what do you guys think? Will it take 31 or 37 for us to win? What's our offense got to get
this
to?
week? 28, you win.
Yeah. How much?
28, and you win.
Oh, I like those odds.
Oklahoma
When's the last
can't
time
play.
we didn't score 30 in Neyland Stadium in a SEC game?
Have we given up
That's
30?
a Brian Hartman stat, but that's been a while.
Brian, I noticed that because I was laughing with a friend of mine today. I said, you know what? Ole Miss's defense, everybody wants this Lane Kiffin guy to be their coach, and they're going to fight over him, and that's fine. Their defense this year, they don't play at all. He said, Tony, in SEC play, we're worse than they are. I said, there's no way that's true. I looked it up. They're like 12, and we're like 14. We're down there with Arkansas, Bino. We're worse than they are, Beanstar. How's that possible, Bino?
We've given up 31 points in every SEC game so far.
What in the world?
Through 5.
I thought y'all were kidding with that.
Well,
Arkansas is the only team that didn't get more than 31.
Thank you, my brother. Good talking to you.
Yeah.
You could be the man,
Thanks, Ryan.
brother. You could be the man.
Go Colts.
What is it?
Go Colts.
Don't mar the show with that crap.
All right.
I mean, come on, Bino. 865-200-5402. Mark Griffin's in the mix and in the hunt with us here. Griff, how you doing, brother?
Great, Tony. Thanks for having me. Got a little cold getting over. I know you get sick a lot, and I've been under the weather a little bit, but really glad to be here, Tony. Thanks for having me.
Are you fired up for the Arkansas game?
The Arkansas
I mean, the Oklahoma game.
Tony, I will be in attendance.
Let's go, babe.
39 degrees, I hear. It's going to be cold, but it's going to be exciting. I'm really looking forward to going.
Griff, you're going to join us. We'll get a few more calls in, but you've seen a ton of this basketball team. Negadave's already overreacting. Negedave thinks Bishop Boswell is our starting 2 guard, Mark.
Oh gosh.
Do you believe that?
No, not at all.
What was walk us through, because you've been through this. Walk us through what Barnesy was doing last night with the lineup and some of these combinations, and what was he doing?
Well, as you like to always say, no disrespect to Boswell. I mean, the kid is a gutsy player. I saw him play for in the travel circuit with Adidas years ago, and plays really hard. And he's Coach Barnes' whipping boy. And Tony, I'm able to go over to a lot of practices, as you know, probably seen more practices than probably most anyone outside of media. I've been very fortunate to get invited to watch, and sometimes I invite myself. He's a very coachable kid. I think that he's very limited offensively, and he did a good job defensively. But I think that what the bigger picture in him starting was sending a picture. You may have talked about this already, Tony. But
no, I waited for you to get here.
You're sending a notice to other guards that you've got to step up defensively, or he's going to look